boys, how are ya? We are back with the Raven, and we are supposed to go to the side deck, but I think we should talk to him if possible.
Dr. Gebhard insisted on coming along, but now he doesn't seem to be sure if that was a good idea.
Who knows? Maybe we get hit again.
Are you okay, Doctor?
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't I be? It's just that... Well, I would prefer to come with you.
You heard the inspector.
Right. Let's go to the side deck then.
All right, Doc. I'm off.
Oh no, I'm not going on a manhunt all by myself.
Really? Are you scared? Are we feeling ill? Oh.
Are you okay? Maybe you had better take a rest, in case the blow was more severe.
Seasickness, maybe?
I'm okay.
Zellner! Up here!
Come on. I think it came from up there.
Sure, you just
What?
wanted to get a breath of fresh air. Zellner, look who we have here.
Well, if that's not our shadow.
And our stowaway.
Spent any time hiding in a trunk recently?
Me do nothing.
He claims to be part of the crew. Just wanted to get some fresh air.
Of course.
The baroness won't open the door, sir.
Understood. Take him to the detention cell, Robert.
Okay. Poor guy. What if he's actually innocent? Who knows?
You were right. There was a stowaway.
Yes, but he can't be the Raven. He's too young.
Right, but that doesn't mean that the Raven isn't lurking here as well.
Oh,
What
gee.
was that?
A shot!
It came from one of the cabins.
Just not, no Baronet, please. Baronet has to be alive. She is amazing.
Oh no! Baroness von Krebitz?
No, 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 no. Not Baronet.
Baroness! Open the door!
Oh god. No. Stay sleeping.
Step
Right?
aside, please.
We have a murder on
No.
our hands, gentlemen. Hurry, Zellner. The murderer still has to be nearby. There's practically no one on deck. Anyone who's outside is a suspect. This time, we'll get him. Zellner, are you okay?
Yes. Come on. We have to.
I knew you were gonna say,
Zellner.
oh god.
Zellner! Murder!
Well, this is going so well. I'm tearing up just because of the Baroness, and Challenger isn't feeling okay. I didn't expect this game to actually get to my feelings this fast.
Ah,
Oh boy.
you awake? Sleep well, did you?
I didn't fall asleep voluntarily.
It doesn't matter. We got along just fine without you.
Thanks.
I didn't pass out last night because of the blow to my head, did I?
Seems unlikely. Inspector Legrand thinks you were drugged.
But how? The champagne.
Who gave you the glass of champagne?
Captain de Conti.
Interesting.
Weird.
It should be possible to find traces of the tranquilizer in the glass.
That is exactly what Legrand is trying to do.
Without a laboratory?
Oh, he's got a lab. His cabin is packed with all the latest forensic stuff. It's quite impressive what the inspector can do.
A competent man, no doubt, and surprisingly well prepared.
And diligent. He's been at it all night with his brushes and tinctures and glasses and everything, working like a man possessed. I wouldn't want to be the Raven now.
Me either.
Have you arrested anyone yet?
You mean besides the Arab?
He could hardly have committed the murder. You must have been with him when it happened.
We heard the shot on the forecastle. I locked our friend in the detention cell in the cargo hold and then went up to assist Legrand. You were already sleeping the sleep of the just.
Okay.
What's the state of play? How was the baroness killed?
The baroness was shot in the chest at close range. We'll know more once the doc finishes examining the body in the medical centre.
And no one saw anything suspicious?
No one saw a shadowy raven leaving the baroness's cabin, if that's what you mean. A lot of people heard the gunshot. Inspector Legrand wants to question the passengers again this morning once they've all calmed down and he's had a chance to examine the evidence.
I suppose that you and Legrand inspected the crime scene and the surroundings.
Of course. And we already hit the jackpot. The murder weapon.
Oh.
Really? Where did you find it?
On the gangway. The gangway for boarding the ship folds up and hooks onto the hull when it's not being used. The murderer probably wanted to throw the gun into the sea. He casually dropped it overboard.
But it landed on the gangway.
Bad luck.
But Legrand and I were on the side deck right after the shot. There was no one there.
Maybe the murderer threw the gun away later. We recovered it in the early hours.
Besides the Arab, has anyone else aroused your suspicion?
No. Seconds after the alarm went off, the decks were swarming with frightened passengers.
Yes. A clever way to stay incognito during the commotion.
But we still have our primary suspect, the Raven.
You really think he's returned?
Well, I think that no one knows as much about the Raven as Legrand.
But still, it all seems so incredible. I think I'll look for Inspector Legrand now.
Do what you think's best.
You won't get rid of me. I'm here to stay, Constable Oliver.
Be that as it may, Inspector Legrand ordered me to guard the cargo hold with our special guest. That's fine by me. Inspector Legrand may be able to get by without sleep for days on end, but not me.
Yeah, me either.
It's not easy playing with the big boys, Constable Zellner.
No, it certainly isn't.
Right. I guess I'll go... Oh, I can examine the
An
globe.
antique wooden globe. If Galileo hadn't asserted himself back then, this would be a flat disk now.
Well, there are still people who believe the world is flat, so... Anyway. I don't wanna go down. Oh, I can examine the door.
The cabin was sealed. I'm pretty sure the seal doesn't have any legal relevance here on the open sea, but I'm still dependent on Legrand letting me join his team. I better not blow it by breaking his seal without permission.
Isn't it like a no man's land, parts of the sea, where there's no authority? Go in the saloon. Oh, it's pretty. Let's see what we can... X is supposed to reveal what we can do here, so I guess we can't do anything in this room. Okay.
How wonderful. Sunshine and a blue sky above the Mediterranean Sea. It would be a perfect cruise day, if not for the murder.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
The ship must have been rebuilt at some point. I'm sure it didn't originally have such a modern glass roof.
It's so freaking pretty though. I would love to be on this ship. Could you, like, go forward? after deck. What's an after deck? I have no idea. Is it like a deck behind the ship? I don't wanna enter the saloon. I don't think Chelner wants to be controlled. He seems to be so freaking difficult every time. I try to do it. Come on, Chelner.
Big, soft towels. I could reserve a deck chair with it. No, better not.
But it would be awesome.
These things made quite a racket last night. I couldn't hear myself think.
Maybe that has something to do with the murder. Who knows?
I'd really like to lie in the sun and take a nap, but I don't have time for that at the moment.
The way led us to do that after the murder investigation. I was supposed to... The string of lights, please. Could you just... Oh my god.
No yet.
Fine, but could you... Oh my god. Why this has to be this difficult? Turn. Walk. I don't know, turn. There.
Did Edison have any idea what would become of his invention?
That was all I got. Okay, anything here? Do I wanna go here or down? I don't wanna go into the ship. Is there... Oh, there's the gangway.
Curious. One can easily toss a gun into the sea from almost anywhere on the ship without being noticed. And yet, the murderer chose the one spot where it's not actually possible.
I think that was staged, to be honest.
The gangway is hard to miss. Why did the murderer drop the gun on the gangway? They must have noticed their mistake, even if their back was to the sea. So, why didn't they take the gun and throw it a few meters farther into the sea?
Because it was supposed to be found, for some reason.
I suppose the life jackets are stowed there, close to the railing, close at hand in case of emergency.
Okay, what was that? Oh, bloody... I was... Ugh. I need to go back down, don't I? Okay, is there anything I can...
We were here yesterday when we heard the shot, and it was also here where Legrand caught our stowaway.
Is there anything... Oh. Why
The
is...
grate must be part of the ship's ventilation system. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, but the other one isn't...
The grate shouldn't be so easy to open. Did the stowaway open it and we caught him in the act? No. The pipe is too narrow. He wouldn't fit in there. I guess the cover has been defective for a while.
Maybe, but why the other one isn't working?
A boat like this would also make a good hideout for a stowaway.
I know that's been used in a
Were
movie.
the tarpaulins arranged like that on purpose so that no one could put them back in order once they get in? You can tell at a glance that everything is ship-shape with this boat.
Okay. How do I examine the pipes again? There we go.
This isn't a panoramic deck for visitors. There are pipes, steel cables, chains up here. You can smell the smoke from the funnel. I have no idea how the ship works, and I really don't care, as long as it stays afloat.
Pretty much same for me. Okay, let's examine the axe.
Why is there an axe hanging here? I suppose it's for chopping through ropes in the event that the lifeboats can't be lowered. Or they use it to enforce who's allowed on the boat and who's not.
I hope not for the latter. That sounds pretty awful. So I suppose we were needed there. Forecastle. I kind of wanna check the other part of the deck here, and if I remember, then come back here. Come on, Selma. Move properly. Okay, can we go down there? We can't even go down there. I didn't realize that. Was there anything? This is so difficult. You are making it so difficult, man. Okay, there's nothing there. Fine. Sorry, guys. This was a bust. Let's go back. You can go into the forecastle, whatever the hell that means. This ship has all kind of things I've never heard of. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I don't really know the boat terminology in English. Oh, hello, Constable Oliver.
It may not seem like it, but Constable Oliver is actually a very effective watchman.
What's going on?
The Raven just flew by.
What?
Or at least, he might as well have.
I wasn't asleep.
I understand. It was just a ruse. Any conclusions about our young stowaway?
He's a bit suspicious. Foreign and whatnot.
Whoa.
I see. Did he act suspiciously in any way?
No. The shot surprised him as much as it did me. Looked in on him earlier. Still seems to be asleep.
Covered with a blanket from head to toe?
Ha. He's still in there. I poked him.
Whoa.
May I go downstairs and have a couple of words with our guest?
No, you may not.
Come again?
Inspector Legrand wants to conduct all the interrogations himself.
I'm sure he'll understand if I form my own conclusions.
He ordered me to guard the door, and that's just what I'm gonna do.
How about a bit of individual initiative?
How about letting a man do his job? Or do you think you'd be better at it?
Oh, yes.
What do you think? What happened here last night?
The Raven broke into the baroness's cabin, she surprised him, and he shot her.
What was he looking for in her cabin?
She was a rich woman.
Why did he lock the door?
Why not?
From inside? An impressive trick.
I'm not saying I know how he did it. I'm just saying that it was him.
Why didn't he leave a raven feather?
Are you serious? We'd have suspected him straight away.
But fortunately, we still did.
Yeah, so...
Let's assume that the old raven really has returned and that he really is responsible for all this. Who is he? Or she?
Oh, could be anyone. No one's ever seen the Raven.
He could also be paying someone else to do his dirty work.
Well, of course. It's a fact that he used to work with partners. They even arrested some of his accomplices.
But no one could ever identify the raven himself. Some claims that they didn't even know that they were working for him. Fascinating. He could have hired someone with financial difficulties to set off the alarm at a certain time without that person knowing why they were doing it.
The man Legrand shot back then, he was a famous safecracker. He could just as well have been a henchman.
Or the real raven. There's probably no better cover for a big thief than acting like a small one. I don't want to keep you from your duties any longer.
Good idea.
The stowaway surely didn't sleep well last night in the cargo hold, although his cell is probably more comfortable than my cabin, and more spacious.
Okay. There was an A on this freaking thing. Come on, I just want to... Oh, you got to be kidding me. There
Constable
we freaking
Oliver brought something to drink. You can tell it's not the first time he's had to guard something.
go. Okay, I don't have anything I can put in there. I've never played
I
shuffleboard.
wonder if this game is an advanced version of bocce.
What game is that? Okay, let's look at the sea then.
Salty sea air in my old lungs, wind in my thinning hair. If I hadn't become a policeman, I could have been a sailor.
Ooh, that would have been pretty awesome, to be honest. You probably can't get up there. Anything we can... No. Anything...
It may not seem like it.
Sir?
He won't let me talk. He respects Legrand. If I want to get into the cargo hold...
Okay, but I don't want to talk to him, it doesn't matter. He won't do anything.
The bot... No way to verify that.
Yeah. I honestly have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Let's go inside. Maybe there's something here. Maybe not. Anyone want to throw some clues at me?
A pitiful attempt to make the interior of the ship seem less dreary. A bit of paint on the walls would have helped more, especially since a plant won't survive long without daylight.
Yeah. Can I look at the ship?
A model of the Lydia before it was rebuilt. It used to be a freighter. The wide hallways, the cabins, and the saloon were added later.
Okay. Jesus Christ, that was hard.
Come in.
Was there a reason to come here? I kind of forgot. No, I don't want to see this.
Hello, Dr. Gebhardt.
Poor baroness.
And there's the next one.
Excuse me?
You want something else from me, don't you?
I'm afraid I do.
What a first day at work. Well,
I thought he meant I'm the next victim.
What's the result of your examination of the victim?
she's dead.
I didn't make you work all night long, Dr. Gebhardt.
She was shot. Point-blank shot. Probably with a pistol. It seems like she was lying in bed. The shot struck her heart. She died immediately.
One shot?
More were unnecessary. And we only heard one shot, no?
And there's just one entrance wound.
Just one.
I am told that I was drugged.
That's how it seems.
What can you tell me about it?
Me? Why should that be my business?
Haven't you analyzed the glass?
No, I haven't. The inspector said he's the better chemist. I let him do it. That way I could at least concentrate on the body.
Okay.
Do you think the baroness might have been drugged? She was very tired and unsteady when Legrand and I saw her.
Yeah, I heard about that. I must have just missed her in the saloon. And without having seen her myself, it is hard to make a diagnosis.
Of course. Can you say something about her general health?
She was quite overweight, and the butler said that she suffered from diabetes. Despite that, she hadn't visited a doctor for several years.
Doesn't sound good.
Happens more frequently than you might suppose. Some people are scared of doctors and pay with an early death. It is possible that the baroness wouldn't have lived much longer anyway.
Why? What do you
Do
think
you
she had
know
then,
whose glass
apart
I
from being
drank
overweight?
from?
What do you mean?
Captain de Conti handed me a glass of champagne. But where did he get it?
I don't know. Did you ask him?
I'm just asking because you were also in the saloon when the champagne was served.
Yes, but I only entered the saloon a few seconds before you did. I didn't manage to get a drink myself.
Which, in retrospect, is lucky.
Ah, you're right about that.
Okay.
Have you already removed the bullet?
Did Legrand send you? What is that Frenchman's problem? I already told you. I will get in touch as soon as I have it. That is also what I told the constable, who he kept sending all night long, once I finally got rid of Legrand himself.
Did he look over your shoulder?
He probably wanted to take the scalpel from my hand and hack away himself. But this is my surgery, and I will not let amateurs interfere with my work.
That's understandable. How much longer will it take?
Ugh. I have just finished. Send my regards to His Majesty.
Thanks. I think that's it for now.
No. That is it for now, then, and later. I'm going to lie down for a few hours.
Can't
Can
be
you
mad.
tell that to your boss?
But
I like him.
could I at least have the key?
Absolutely not.
But if we have to examine the victim again...
Then the esteemed inspector knows where to find me. In my cabin. In bed. Good night, Constable Zellner.
An evacuation plan? And some tips from the doctor for avoiding seasickness, sunburn and the like? And here, a schedule of activities. A drink with the captain, a shuffleboard competition on the forecastle. That's about it. A real barrel of fun.
Did he say foreshaw? Because that's so not how I pronounce that word. Okay, I can't do anything there.
That is Legrand's cabin.
Come in.
I wanted to check that alarm, but I missed it.
Ah, Zellner. Are you ready?
Good morning, Inspector Legrand. My head is pounding, but I think I'm okay.
Chloral hydrate.
Okay.
Hmm?
That's why you have a headache.
That's how I was struck then.
I found traces of it in your champagne glass.
And this chloral hydrate?
Is a tranquilizer. Can be dissolved in alcohol. The effect begins in minutes and lasts for hours. Who gave you the glass of champagne?
I believe it was Captain de Conti.
If believing were enough for us, we'd have become priests, Constable.
Wow.
Be a policeman and find out for sure.
Understood. What have you found out so far?
The Baroness was shot in the chest at close range. We heard the shot. The murderer quickly fled the cabin and dropped the murder weapon over the railing later. A simple story so far.
But why was her cabin door locked?
Exactly. If the murderer wanted to make it seem like a suicide, He'd have shot her in the head and left the gun at the crime scene.
And if it was murder, why did he go to all the trouble of locking the door from inside? And how did he manage that anyway?
Especially since we arrived just a few seconds later and didn't see anyone near the cabin.
Something doesn't make sense here.
No, it doesn't, and it's driving me crazy.
Did you find the murder weapon?
On the gangway on the side of the ship. I suspect the murderer tried to drop it into the sea. He would have stood close to the railing to let it fall unseen.
And since he doesn't know the ship, he had bad luck and dropped it right onto the gangway.
Indeed. And do you find that probable?
No.
Not a bit.
Neither do I.
What kind of a gun is it?
A pistol, a Luger '08.
Antique.
Manufactured a million times during and after the First World War. Austrian model. The owner is David Kreutzer, the violinist. We found him tonight totally drunk on the bow of the ship. He confirmed that it's his gun, but he claims that it was stolen from him.
Fingerprints?
Nothing. But it's worth mentioning that the clip was missing 2 bullets.
And it's definitely the murder weapon.
The ballistic tests are incomplete. Actually, I've been waiting far too long for the bullet recovered from the corpse. Pay the good doctor a visit, Zellner, and see that he does his job.
About the bullet. Here it is.
Excellent. Give it to me. As I suspected, a 7.65 Parabellum Luger.
Don't you want to examine it in more detail?
When I have time. For now, though, we can assume that we had the murder weapon. There can't be too many antique Luger '08 pistols on board.
May I take a look at the Baroness's cabin?
We already searched it thoroughly.
Sure. But what about now, by daylight?
Yes, fine, it can't hurt. Here, take this with you.
Thanks. I'll let you know if I find anything important.
But only then, please. I'm very busy.
Of course. Do you believe the violinist?
He'll be the first person I question. He claims he can't remember anything from the last few hours. Says he drank a bottle of schnapps.
He was on the train and he doesn't have an alibi. His drunkenness could be a smokescreen.
He fits the profile. He travels a lot, has access to high society. Could be interesting.
You think that the jewel thief is the murderer?
Our friend would have needed another key to open the safe and steal the second eye, the one the baroness was carrying. At least, that's what we implied.
What do you mean?
The baroness was famous for her forgetfulness. I convinced her to give me the third key. It seems safer for the eye.
Yeah, not for the
The
baroness.
thief searches the Baroness's cabin looking for the third key.
She returns from the saloon earlier than expected.
Surprises him, and he can't allow her to identify him.
He imprisons her until the coast is clear, and then shoots her.
And thus, the thief becomes a murderer.
But still doesn't have all the keys.
That's...
Are you sure that there's no bomb inside this time?
Professor Lucien locked it in front of an audience, and it will be opened for the first time in Cairo.
Let's hope so.
It would take hours to crack it, and you'd need heavy machinery.
Or the keys.
Or the 3 keys, that's right.
Do you really think that the Raven is behind all this?
He wrote the letter that was on the safe in the train. Without the letter, we wouldn't have opened the safe, and the bomb wouldn't have exploded.
But it doesn't seem like him, does it? The Raven was famous in part because he never hurt anyone, much less killed anyone, during a burglary.
It's his handwriting, and he called me Nico. No one else does that. I chased that man across Europe for years. It is him. It has to be him.
But the evidence...
Enough.
I'll be on my way. I want to find out who gave me the drugged champagne.
Good idea.
Yep, very good idea.
Inspector Legrand, are you okay? Maybe you should take a break.
I can sleep once I've caught the raven. Goodbye, Constable.
Be seeing you.
Okay, this is actually a good time to end the video.
Legrand is risking not just his career, but his health as well on his hunt for the raven. He's working like a demon. Maybe that's why he caught the raven and no one else.
Right, let's examine the alarm quickly.
An alarm like this one was set off yesterday. This one hasn't been set off. The security seal is intact.
Okay, well, in the next one we will be examining the baroness cabin. If you like this, please click like and subscribe if you wanna see more. And I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye bye!